everyone doing? Happy Thursday. Hi, Ethel, Angel, Tamika. We're going to do the pricing thing. I'm not procrastinating it again. Hi, Flossie. How are you? It's a thing. We're doing this. I have my notes and everything. I know there was something else that you asked me to talk about. What was it, Tamika? Oh, fourth quarter stuff. Did you already cover that, or should I put my take on it? Hi, Lynn. How are you, my baby girl? Lost Mermaid, welcome. Trying to find my notes here. My take. Got it. I can do that. I'm going to flip through a couple of things because paper clips are really necessary right now. I'm doing okay. Judy, hello. Wild Hope. How are you doing, Becca? I haven't seen you for a minute. How is everything going with you, my friend? I have all these things that I wanted to talk about, and we were talking about pricing and preparing for the fourth quarter. Just got your package. I'm so glad you love it, sweetie. I was worried. I was like, I kind of felt like I pressured you into that, and I didn't mean to. So anyway, my friends, are you ready for the fourth quarter? Like, are you ready for the fourth quarter? I know I'm not. So I guess we're going to start out with the pricing thing. And there's a couple of things that go with it. Define ready. Okay, so I'm ready for it financially because it's just been bad. It's been a bad summer. I do not have the inventory made that I would be comfortable with going into the fourth quarter, but that's my own fault because I have so many in-person shows scheduled throughout the fall. So Wire Weaved Uniques, Bailey and I, up your art. Hello, sweetie. We have a in-person event every month through, I think, February. Hi, Kristen. So to answer your question, Jen, it's partially my fault because I have not spent as much time as I normally do making. I've been running swaps, running raid trains, doing swap, all of these things. Hi, Kristen. But on the flip side of it and the positive side of it, Wire Weaved Uniques Bailey and I did an in-person show last month, and it was the highest sales in person that I've ever had, and it wiped out a lot of my inventory. So there's positives to it because we had a really good show, but it kind of freaks me out because a lot of my inventory that I had made and counted on using for the fourth quarter, after the first day's sales, we came home and we grabbed everything that I had made just to get through the weekend. A reworker's passion. Hi, Leslie. How are you? So one of the things that you have to ask yourself when figuring out pricing, what is your purpose for selling? Are you a hobbyist? Are you a small business owner? Is this your full-time gig? Is this a part-time gig? And that's really imperative to look at. But one of the things that I always tell people is you never know where you're going to pivot. So let's say right now it's a hobby and you're doing this, hi Lukey, because You love to create, you want to share your creations with everyone. So you price your things low just because you want to be able to share your creations. What happens if life changes and 3 to 6 months from now, you need money to pay the electric bill? If you have set the bar low for people that are buying your handmade items from the get go, it is very difficult to come out of that. So, what I always suggest to people, and this is just my opinion with my life experience in doing handmade for over 40 years, um, set yourself up for success regardless of where your business goes. And that's very important, not only for yourself, but for the handmade community as a whole. If we have a group of people, we are a huge community. We're very supportive of each other. We do raid trains, we do stellar supports, we do motivational. We all of us are trying so hard to support each other and to promote this. What happens when a handful of people come in and they're selling $20 items for $2 just to get the sale? Not only does it diminish that seller, it diminishes the whole handmade community. And this may sound horrible, but it's the truth. I do the monthly raid train, and before I let anybody new on the raid train, you're welcome, Diana. I'm sorry I had to bail. I had to go shower. Um, Before I let anybody new on my raid trains, I go check their bin. And if they have their handmade items very inappropriately priced, I will not invite them to my raid train because I feel that they are hurting the handmade community by selling things for $2 or $3. Now, I understand there's certain items that it's okay. Hi, Karen. Karen, I need to message you. I threw all your stuff in your box and shipped it. So that's a whole situation. I forgot. Silly. Anyway, it's a personal choice for me. But even if you're doing, there's, hi, Mickey. How are you, love? JW, Jen, how are you? If you look at the situation, if you're selling an item for $2, is it because you got the materials for free and your time means nothing to you? I don't know that. I can't make that judgment call for you, but for the handmade community as a whole, um, I think it's not a good thing. And people that go in and support the handmade people that do that are just diminishing everybody else as well as ourselves. And I will say that a year ago, I would go into those people's show and I would buy their things for $2 and $3 because I felt sorry for them that they weren't selling, or I wanted to create a relationship or whatever reason it was. But now I've gotten to the point I won't even purchase from those people because they are bringing the whole handmade community down as a whole. You do you, do you do what you're comfortable with? That is just me. Thoughts on that? Am I going to get flashback for that? Lukey, I believe it also desensitizes people to the true value of handmade art. I 100% agree with that. And it's not fair to the people that are running a business, putting in the work. Um, Thank you guys. Exactly. Mickey, Height Normal Designs. You've taught me a lot about my value of my work and charge more than I did a year ago, and it sells. And here's the thing, if we as a collective of Handmade stop supporting those people that are devaluing our community, they won't stay on the app, and we can continue to grow and build a profitable handmade community. Just my 2 cents. Some of these machines cost thousands of dollars, and the talent of artists can take thousands of hours to learn. Absolutely. And you have to take into consideration your knowledge, your amount spent on supplies, tools, all of the things that go into creating a handmade piece of artwork needs to be taken into consideration when you are pricing your items. I put myself on incognito mode, and I haven't taken it off for a couple of weeks for many reasons, but for the main reason, we're getting ready to do the artisan mashup train. It starts Sunday, so it's going to be Sunday, Monday. And I've been going into people's shows. I've been listening to them. Yep, ninja mode, babe. Um, Listening to people talk, listening to opinions of the handmade, opinions of items being made, watching the chats, watching how people react, watching the people that are buying up the junk, and watching the people buying up the quality items in the handmade category. Um, a lot of the shows that have good sales aren't listed in the handmade category. They are selling handmade, but they're selling it in other categories. Nikki, oh sheesh, I'm sorry. You may have seen some things or items in your shows. Nikki, I love your shows. They're always entertaining. It's all good. I know you personally. I would never be offended. It's all good. Guilty of selling in other categories. And, if we got to do what we got to do to make a living. And I've actually chatted with some people that literally had no clue there's a handmade community. This has been here for almost 3 years. So, what are we doing wrong as a collective that the general population is not aware of what we're doing? And so, we need to continue to go into other categories. We need to continue. It is a work in process, and that's okay. But in the meantime, we are bouncing into the fourth quarter, and we need to know where we're going to sell our items because of all the people I've chatted with. When I ask them, would you rather spend $30 on a pair of handmade earrings for a holiday gift that you know was made with love and with care, or would you rather spend 30 or $40 of on a commercialized piece that'll probably fall apart in a month? Every single person said, I would rather have handmade. So where are y'all at? I'm going to go back and read chat. Give me a second. Lynn, I sell in other categories, but subcategory is handmade. Sometimes I swap it. Absolutely. Placement of your items is very important. Height and normal, Mickey. I sell in contemporary costume, but list my items as handmade. So when it sells, it goes under that category. And that is a very valid point. We were getting there. Thank you, Mickey. Just because you list your show in a certain category, If your items are properly listed in the proper category, it's going to show up in both, unless that's changed. So how do you find that right price point to start out? Do you sell lower in other categories, i.e. crafts? Um, Flossie, no, we are going to talk about a formula for pricing. Um, Lost Mermaid, I have so much fun doing small quantities in auctions. Items sell different ways in the app. Absolutely. So here's a situation that I've preached this for months and months and months, and some people listen and some people don't. We're going to do a case scenario. You have 10 items that you made, and you list those 10 items for $2. People come into your show, they scoop up your 10 items, and you've made $20, and you're excited because you had 10 sales. On the opposite of that, you have 10 items and you price them for $20 and you sell one, you've made the same amount of money, but you don't have the same excitement. Explain this to me. Because you still have nine $20 items that you can sell in the future. Why in the world would you get excited for selling 10 of your items that could potentially make you $200? Maple, when you have nothing, you are happy with anything until you realize you are in the same place you started. And you are, because now you have $20 to pay for supplies and materials to make 20 more items, and it's a vicious cycle. It may take one or two shows to get those people to recognize that these items are really worth $20. And it may take two or three shows to sell two or three items, but you still have the items to sell and you have the money to purchase new things to make new items. It is all about your mindset. And that is the biggest thing that I think Handmade gets caught up in their own heads and think, I see all these big sellers selling hundreds of items and making all this money. I need to sell tons of items, but I can't get people to buy my tons of items. So I'm going to drop the price to $2 so I get more sales. This is not a concept. It's not a contest of how many items you've sold. It is how successful you are. Did I miss something? Lukey, I think people get the rush of a sale and not the value of their product. Good evening, Greta. I'm mic dropping it. We do. We, as handmade sellers, we appreciate what we do. We appreciate the quality. It's all of the things that come with handmade, we appreciate. Now, there are some caveats to that where a person selling handmade comes in and they don't have the experience. They don't have the quality of supplies to make a quality item. And that's in a whole different thing. Lynn, I've been selling my sun catchers for $25. I'm thinking about raising the prices because they sold out each show. Now I'm having to make more between shows. Absolutely. Oh, yay. Thank you, Greta. YouTube gets to see me rant. Why will it never work when I'm trying to do a demo, but it always works when I'm on my soapbox? It's awesome. So if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome. I'm Tam of Tam's Creative Journey. I am doing a live on Whatnot, and we are discussing handmade and pricing. And welcome. Hi, Bailey. How are you, my dear? I know, grab the popcorn. Here we go. literally my YouTube has not my whatnot has not gone to my YouTube for almost 2 weeks now. And I go on a rant and it works. I don't even know. It's all good. So, pricing. How do you price your items? Well, the first thing you need to do. Hi, Katie. How are you, my friend? Um, the first thing you need to do. I'm going to go backwards. We are going to be doing a demo in the bead room in like an hour and 15 minutes. So, bookmark that so you can come play with us in the bead room. We're going to be making some things. So when you're pricing your items, know the cost of your items. And one of the things, because a lot of us have been creating for many, many years, and I can pull beads out, I can pull art supplies out that I've had in my house for 15, 20 years. And I may have here, we'll do this. I have a bottle of ink. It's priced $1.99. There is no way in the world. It's kind of, I can't see how much. I'm going to assume like 3 or 4 ounces of permanent India ink. There is no way in the world I'm going to get this ink for $1.99 now. So when I'm pricing my items and I'm using items that I've had in my inventory for a long time, I go to Google and I type that item in to figure out how much it would cost me to purchase that item in the here and now, the current market value. Current market value is very important when you're selling your items. I was looking at a post earlier today, and Bailey, Wire Weaved Uniques, she does beautiful wire wrapping. She has items that were made with sterling silver that are to die for. But is that piece priced based on the current value of sterling silver? Because a year ago, we could get a troy ounce of silver for 20 some dollars. And just this last week, 2 weeks ago, it was $50. So it is more than doubled in a year's time. So if you're taking, and that's a very extreme jump in 1 year. So thinking about that, do you need to change the pricing of the items that you have available based on how much is it going to cost you to buy the materials to make more items? And you have to take that into consideration. It's important. So the basic pricing, if you are selling retail, is called cost plus pricing. And what you do is you calculate the cost of your supplies for that item. Then you add your time, and that is the cost of your item. Then you add your markup to sell. What is your time worth to you? Are you making a bracelet that takes you 15 minutes to make, and you're paying yourself $20 an hour, so you're going to add $5 of your time to the cost of your materials? Are you comfortable making $20 an hour in this day and age? Can you survive on $20 an hour? Another case scenario for that is if that bracelet should only take 15 minutes to make, but you don't have the experience to complete a quality product in 15 minutes and it takes you an hour, how do you figure that? And there's so many variables here that you really have to take a step back and go, where is my expertise? How much am I paying for my materials? And how much do I need to make to continue doing this as a business and be successful? You also have to take into consideration your time for listing the item. You also have to take into consideration packaging materials. What is it going to take? Lynn. Lynn says, my partner just said, are you listening to her right now? LOL. Yes, are you listening, Lynn? Um, how much is a bubble mailer? How much is the tissue paper? How much is the bubble wrap? How much are the cards that you put in? Do you do special things? Do you do little stickers? Do you do amazing candies, Tamika? Where's my ginger? You, you see what I'm saying? You have to take the cost of all of those things into consideration when you're pricing out an item. I can make a bracelet. I'm buying my items wholesale. I've been doing it forever and I can whip it out pretty quickly. And if I just take all of that base wholesale cost, I can do $5 bracelets all day long. The problem being is I have fees on the app that I'm selling. I have packaging materials. I have time. I have the time that it took to source those materials. I have trips to Tucson to buy gorgeous beads. I have motel rooms and fuel. All of these things, as a business owner, you have to take these into consideration when you're pricing your items and the time to properly package. Yes, we do. Yes, yes, yes. We do think a lot alike. Um, so it can get very, very complicated, is what I'm saying here. The next thing, and I'm going to skip ahead and then we're going to come back here. There is another type of pricing that is called value-based pricing. And that is where you price your items based on the perceived value. So we're going to do this. This is a basic stone stretch bracelet. How much would you pay for a stone stretch bracelet? I know, right, babe? How much would you pay for this stone stretch bracelet? Depends on the stone. However much the seller charged. So most stretch bracelets on this app sell for $5 to $10. So we're going to take this one step further. For my stone people, this is chrysocolla. So these are 8mm AAA quality chrysocolla beads. Now tell me how much you're going to pay for this bracelet. Lukey, $30 to $40. Now you're talking. A strand of these beads wholesale is $40. It takes a little over a half of a strand. So the cost of these beads before, when they're still on a string, the cost of these beads is $20. So the reason I did this in particular is because it's an expensive stone. And if you're going to price off of perceived value, am I going to throw in 20 stretch bracelets, and I'm guilty of it, I do it all the time, and say they're $10 each? Absolutely. But for something that is a high quality that I guarantee you is not going to break in the next couple of years, Exactly, Lynn. Lynn has me on speed dial. You should see, how much do I charge for this? Is it okay to charge $30? No, ma'am, it is not. It's $120. How much did you get for that sun catcher? It was like 160. Anywho, she was going to sell it for like $20, $30. I was freaking out. So listing your items, 150. Listing your items with good descriptions is going to help with your perceived value. Lukey, for beads, I like to take, well, let me back up. I like to take the cost of the strand divided by the count per strand equals cost per bead, add markup, and that's the cost plus time to make. Yes. What do I charge for my beaded link bracelets? $45 all day long. And I sold out of them. The copper ones, I think we were doing for $35, $40, and that depends upon what the stone is. So there's variable. Yes, the sterling ones were $45, and that depends on the stone, because there again, if the stone is a higher cost, it goes up from there. But that's just my bare minimum base because of my time. Bailey helped me out with that one. I was going to sell them all for $24 or $25, and she told me, no, ma'am. What did Bailey say? Photos are a huge thing. Play perceived value games with your photography. Absolutely. And this is something that Bailey has been playing with a lot, and we bounce things back and forth. Like she literally, we were out to lunch and she pulled out jewelry and asked both Rob and myself, what would you pay for this? And we both gave her an answer that was much higher than what she had it priced at. But the problem being is the pictures were bad. So she went back and she did new pictures, relisted the item, and it sold for the higher price. So when you're looking at pricing and selling, yeah, you have to have a good photo, but you also have to have a good description so people know the value of what they're getting. You don't have to explain yourself, but you need to explain your products. If you're selling something that is basic, then maybe you don't feel like you need to explain your products. But I guarantee you, if you do, you're going to have higher sales and you are going to be able to fetch more money for the things that you are selling. Heightened Normal Mickey, can we please normalize getting excited about what we make? I'm always excited about what I make. I don't know, but I'm not normal, so I don't know what to say to that. Lukey, it's gotten to the point here on Whatnot where I have Whatnot appropriate products and ones that aren't Whatnot appropriate. Okay, so we're going to address that. Everything is Whatnot, well, for the most part, everything is Whatnot appropriate. It's your mental state and your pricing that affects that. If you are going to sell up your art, have a beautiful the rest of your day, my friend. Are you safe in the storms over there? If you are going to have a product, and let's say, good, let's say you price it for $50, and like Lukey just said, this isn't appropriate for Whatnot. Why? Take good pictures, get a good description, price it appropriately, and put it in your buy it now. Direct people to look into your buy it now for their holiday gifts. Why is it not not appropriate? Some products you have you don't consider what not appropriate because they are 500 plus. Why? If you can ship it within whatnot shipping guidelines, it is appropriate. I have literally watched a person sell a $1,200 ring on this app and didn't bat an eye. Judy, thank you. We have to change the mindset of what not appropriate. Greta sells paintings $200-300 all the time. It is all in the mindset of you've got to ignore. I'm going to go on a tangent again, and I didn't really want to do this, but I'm gonna. You have got to ignore the people that are doing crafts and selling them for $2 that don't know what the hell they're doing when running a business. They're not running a business. This is playtime for them. Ignore what they are doing. Better yet, stay out of their shows and stop supporting them. Sharon, thank you. They sell 20,000 designer bags, so why would we not be able to sell higher end handmade items? Stop going to the people's shows that are devaluing us as a handmade community. They're either going to jump on the bandwagon and start treating this as it should be treated, with value and respect for the other sellers on here, or they can go to a craft show at grandma's. Oh, I'm in a mood. I should not have done this today. This is why I've been putting this show off, because it's like, if you keep going into those people's shows and you keep supporting them and you keep pity buying their $2 items, they're going to think that what they're making is awesome. Do you want to see the basket I've sitting over here of stuff that I bought that nothing's going to happen. It's going to sit there until I get tired of it. It is counterproductive to try to help and support people that are not here for the handmade community. Thank you for bringing me down, Tamika. It is counterproductive. Original artwork does not lie. It doesn't. I am telling you, do better, people. Just do better. Are you going to have a lower number of sales? Absolutely. But you're going to have higher value sales. As a group, we have this. Thank you, Bailey. We've all got this. Bailey, who is Wire Weaved Uniques, if you do not know, she and I have a mashup of our raid trains. Her raid train, she would not allow anybody on the raid train that sold items less than $10. We kind of let that slide. I did, and we're going to let it slide a little bit because there's a lot of junk journal people that have like $5-6 items. But I will tell you, and you can spread the word that I'm this horrible person. If people on our train this weekend undervalue handmade items, they absolutely will not be asked back. I'm done with it. I have hit a point that I'm done with it. You try to educate, and all of us, I mean, look at how many people in this chat do education. Put hearts in the chat if you do education. Did I say ass or ask? Ask. Asked. Yeah, I did. I probably said ass. I'm irritated. I'm going to slide back here. I'm going to go back. We're going back to Greta. Handmade, don't scam. Original artwork doesn't lie. Amen, Greta. Bailey says we've got this. Higher value and higher numbers of return customers. Absolutely. Lukey, Tam, I love you. You're so freaking motivational. I want you as my best friend. Ask Bailey. It's a rough job. Do better, people. Screenshot that. Somebody make me a sticker that says that. Bailey got you the highest sell ever with an arrowhead pendant, Jill. Absolutely. I don't even remember what I said. Asked. Customs can go adjust her price. I love it. The gemstone neck. Hello, my sweet. Your cards are on their way to you. You even charge a decent amount for your imperfect pieces, Mickey. Yes. Okay. You see all these people in here that do motivational. You see this. There are so many people in here that you can just absorb information from. We all have a different take on how we run our business. There are certain things that we don't agree on. I may do things one way and one person may do it another day, but at the end of the day, we are all friends. For most of us, speak off of this app, and most of us support each other 100%. You don't have to do things my way. You don't have to do things any of these other people's way. Find your own way, just do it better. The information is there for you. Bailey says, I have been learning for descriptions and explaining, give the audience a reason to buy. Talk about what inspired it. Talk about why you made it. Absolutely. Talk about what problem it might solve for them. We love you too, Judy. It's so heartbreaking, though, to work so hard on things, then they sit there and collect dust. People say it's amazing, but it sits and doesn't sell. I'm going to address that in a second. But I want to read the rest of this chat so I can see what's going on. Sharon, I watched a seller help show last night who was reviewing people's profiles and had the nerve to tell someone to change her name because it was too foreign. Sharon, that is a good point. There are certain people that give information on this app that have no business giving information. Keep that in mind as well. The people in my chat right now that put hearts in there that do support and give advice have all been on here. I'm pretty sure all of us have been on here for over 2 years. We've been selling Handmade for more than just those 2 years. If you're going to take advice from somebody, make sure it's good advice. That's my advice to you. Talk will even let you use a glue stick. I will let you use a glue stick. You know what? I needed a glue stick the other day and I was looking for one. I was laughing hysterically because I couldn't find one. Anyway, BNL. If you start up a new craft like watercolor painting, how do you price as a new artist in something? Only on 1.5 years, but learned from the best. Granted. Okay, I'm going to go back to what Lukey said because I wanted to address it. Where was it at? It's so hard. Okay, so things sitting. Here's the deal. I have literally had a situation where I saw an item that I adored. I didn't have the money for it. I set myself a goal to make the money to buy the piece because I could not afford it. That piece sat in that person's bin, thank all that is holy, for 5 months. When I went back to buy it, it was still there, and she gave me a discount on it, and just one of my very favorite pieces that I own. So you never know who's looking at your items. If you dust them off and show them, dust them off and show them. It probably takes longer to dust it than it does to show it, but dust it off and show it. Hey guys, I have this piece that's in my bin. It's a one of a kind. It's blah, 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 blah. And it is waiting for its forever home. I just wanted to show it to you up close in the camera in case, because the pictures just, it is so gorgeous. I cannot make pictures do this item justice. Wanted to show it to you. I'm going to pin it. If you're interested, set it aside. Let me grab another item. That is going to be sitting there and people are going to see it. And I am the worst about this. If you don't list your items, if you don't show your items, it's your own damn fault that they don't sell. Yeah, my voice cracked on that. If you don't show your items, if you don't list your items, it's your own damn fault that they're not selling. Another mic drop. Help? What am I helping? Are you okay? Oh, it was continued from the previous one. See, did you see that worried look? I got you, babe. I got you, baby. Bailey says, I wouldn't say hotcakes, but going back and polishing and maybe new pictures, bringing new energy to the pieces could really help. Absolutely. With the dust, call them vintage. Bailey has had things sitting for a long time. Things changed and her items are selling like hotcakes. That is because she made the effort to go back through her items. She polished them up. She took new pictures and she wrote new descriptions and has them cross-listed. You guys, she gave me a heart attack. I was like, oh my God, what's wrong with her? I was getting ready to scream for Rob. You always show everything because the right person might be in for that item. Absolutely. Do you recommend listing all the items you plan on bringing to an in-person shows you have coming up? That's a loaded question because it was a very frantic show last time and I had good intentions. I do have a lot of items that are listed that either sold in the in-person or are being taken to an in-person. So for items that are going to an in-person show, this is what I suggest. List them as an auction in a show. Because if it's an auction item, they can't accidentally sell if you've sold it elsewhere. Does that make sense? Lukey, I haven't listed new items other than my art stuff in a long time either. I am so... Oh, Wendy, I'm sorry. Let me know if everything's okay, babe. Send me a text. Do you recommend listing all the items you plan? Okay, so I've addressed that. The best way for the things that are going to an in-person are to put them as auction, not in the buy it now. Because what happens if you're at an in-person, you're busy like we were last month, going crazy. Things were selling so fast, I didn't even know what was selling. If there was something in the buy it now, I tried to take them out of my inventory, but I know I missed some. Rob was selling stuff. Bailey was selling stuff. I was selling stuff. It was chaos. So and it was a chore getting that fixed when we got home. But all of that said, lesson learned, if my items are listed as an auction item in a show, people can still see them, but they can't buy them. Does that make sense? If they don't sell at the in person, then I can bounce them over to my buy it now. A very good question. Jim Stone. Hi, Tam. Sorry I heard you earlier, but was driving. Love hearing your advice. Oh, hi, honey. No problem. Your cards were gorgeous, by the way. It's just a way to cover your butt. The other thing you can do is you can put your whatnot on vacation for the weekend while you're at it in person. Adjust your inventory once the in person is over, and then take it off. You can put it on vacation mode for a day. You can put it on vacation mode for 6 hours. I just went through my whole inventory to where everything that's listed is here with me and I can access it and show it. Yeah, Bailey has done a lot of work. Greta, sometimes fine art craft can be a slow sell, but if someone thinks about it in your market for them to come back and make an offer or purchase. I mean, I have one of Greta's art pieces up here that I wanted horribly, and I didn't, there again, didn't have the money for art, and went back a month later and bought it. So, I mean, when things resonate with you with something like that, it's going to go where it's meant to go. If you were meant to have it, you're going to get the money and you're going to get it. I'm a true believer in that. You're going to a listing spree after dinner. I know, right? And here's the thing. It's like we've got these raid trains going. Tamika keeps, I'm sorry, Custom Wood Burning on Tuesdays. She does a show and she like highlights all the handmade raid trains. It's check them out, support them, go into them. And if you can't spend money, that's okay. If you've got to work that day, bookmark every show and turn your notifications off. Just an extra bookmark, just an extra, or pop in the show, triple tap and throw some hearts in. Say hi. All of these things help and support the handmade community. The more bookmarks we have, the more chat we have, the more interaction within a show moves them higher up in the algorithm for more people to see. Judy, things can still sell while on vacation. I had that happen last year, but it didn't go against my shipping time. Oh, I was unaware of that. Well, thank you for that. I thought it just paused everything. Welcome in, everyone. We're having a handmade rant. I think I addressed everything, right? Yeah, I didn't realize that. I wonder if that's changed, Judy. Because I tried to check somebody out for the raid train, and it said that they were on vacation mode and would return X date. I couldn't look at their shop. I couldn't look at shows, nothing. Yours did while you were on vacation and you got dinged. All right, so that's a bad idea. If you're taking items to an in-person show, put them in inactive or put them in auctions. That's nonsense. All right, so where to pivot? Yeah, that doesn't make sense. So help.whatnot.com. We're going to look that up, and Custom Wood Burning is going to address that in her show Tuesday. I just bowl and told you. Imla Fox, welcome. Cortland Avenue, welcome. I'm not going to do it right here and now. I'll make a note and text it to you. Vacation mode questions. All right. If I'm not home to ship, my marketplace is on vacay, so no one can purchase because I can't ship. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me. So we're going to figure out if that's been addressed and changed and fixed. For the time being, until further notice, if you have in-person shows, if you're on vacation, make sure the things that you want seen are in a show. As an auction item. You know what's funny is I'm like flipping through my pages of all of my handmade chats, and I'm taking like highlights. So that's what we're doing now. Lukey, that was our plan when Bailey and I did that last in-person, and as things were selling, we both were doing that. But I'm not gonna lie, like 2 hours in, it got so busy that it was impossible. Absolutely impossible. To the point, what we did was, if anybody, because Bailey and I's booths are right beside each other and Rob was there helping us, if anything sold, Rob would snap a picture of it. So I had a picture of what was selling so I could fix the inventory later. It was craziness. I can't, I've never done an in-person show like that. It was mind-boggling. Flatrina, so happy to find you sharing this information. New to Whatnot as a buyer, but I'm very interested in selling to supplement my brick and mortar sales. Absolutely. I'm gonna pop on you real quick. I'm gonna follow you back, and yeah, come hang out with us. I'm kind of sassy. Sometimes I'm inappropriate, but I'll be straight up with you. Some people like that. Too bad Whatnot can't be integrated with Square, so if it sells on Square, inventory automatically deletes on Whatnot. You know, Lukey, there's a lot of things that are changing, and I've been around, 2.5 years now, and things have evolved so much. I would imagine that eventually there's going to be a lot more integration. There is going to be a lot more of that coming, but it's just a baby company, you guys. You have to remember that this platform celebrated their 5-year anniversary, and you're looking at other platforms that can do that have been around for 20, 30 years. So we're getting there, we're growing, and we have the privilege of being in the ground startup of this baby company, and we are just going to expand and grow and flow, and it's going to be so amazing because we can all say, guys, we've been here from like the beginning. Can you imagine if you were a seller on, I don't know, Etsy, on Amazon from like the beginning? Can you imagine where those sellers are now? We are in the beginning baby stages of this, and we are the foundation of a new handmade platform. And if you think about all of us coming together and building this platform and all these new people coming in, and there's new people in here right now, we are educating, we are helping, we are bringing a new mindset to purchasing handmade items. You're new. Your mama's going to kick your butt. I'll kick your butt so hard you look new. You know, the new people in here are going to think I'm horrible. Lynn's like my online daughter, and she's just being a brat. B&L Mercantile, that's what I'm talking about. So anyhow, we're in this basic startup, and we need to support, educate, and be a community and build and grow and get greater and greater and greater. Raise your stand. Do better, people. Do better. Do better, people. Please. For the sake of yourself, for the sake of your future business, for the sake of your colleagues, for the sake of your colleagues selling their handmade items, do better. Absolutely. We're not in the garage sales. We are not pickers from the bins grabbing. No, we are not. Some of us go there and pick things and upcycle them and make them gorgeous and beautiful and usable again, but we price it accordingly. And why even do people go into shows and pay $15, $20 for an item that somebody just paid a quarter for? I don't understand. I just don't understand. But they're not willing to come into one of our shows and pay $30, $40 for a quality item. I don't get it. Some things I'm just not meant to understand. Our items are not a flea market to be haggled over. Greta, weren't you in my show that day when that lady was trying to talk me down on one of my prices? That was pretty funny. I was doing a sale. I was literally doing a sale of some old stock, and I had taken some bracelets. I want to say they were like $20, $25 bracelets, and I had dropped them down to $15, and she was trying to haggle me down to $10 a bracelet if she bought two. After I had literally out of my mouth, these are a sale. This is a one-time deal. I'm running this. It was for a raid train. How to become really unpopular in one hot minute. Me, I'm the problem. You know, Taylor and Travis are getting married. Does anybody care? I think it's cool. True love is cool. Can I get more of those big beads for two? Right? No. No. No, ma'am. I went from selling at $5 an item. Now most of it sells for $15. Thanks to someone fussing at you. I'm that someone. You know, I really took a chance with you, Jill, because I had spent quite a bit of time on this app, and I pretty much kept my mouth shut for the most part, as best as I can, unless I knew the person. And I really went out on a limb to send you a message and say, can we talk about your pricing, please? Because, oh my, she was doing $40 and $50 bracelets and selling them for $5, and I just couldn't anymore. I was in a mood that day. It was a whole situation. It was. But at the end of the day, Jill is still here. Jill is making beautiful jewelry. She is expanding what she's creating, and her prices are raising, and to reflect the quality of what she's making, and her sales have increased. It took some time. It did not happen overnight. It was a gradual thing that she did. As she was putting in new items, she would raise the prices, and she got it closer and closer to what it was worth. Um, and she has more sales. I will say this to you. If you do not value yourself, how do you expect other people to value you? That is a loaded question, my friends. Bailey, I made Jill a mother of pearl pendant live. She's going to make another beaded necklace with it like the arrowhead. I love the collabs. If you're struggling, collab with somebody. Creative people, I love you all. You are worth it. You and your work are worth it, says our friend Greta, G.R. Carter Designs. I wouldn't have stayed if it hadn't been for you and Bailey. Oh, thank you, Jill. We appreciate you and we value what you make. If you don't value yourself, how do you expect other people to value you? That's a legit question, my friends. If you don't respect yourself, how do you expect people to show you respect? If you, it all comes down to, if you don't do self-care, how do you expect other people to care about you? Set boundaries. Set boundaries for yourself. Set boundaries for the people around you. Sometimes people were meant to be in your life for a season, not a lifetime. I'm sure that's a famous quote somewhere, but it really sticks with me. Value your own work, and part of valuing your work is asking for an appropriate amount of money when you're selling what you're making. Bam. Tiff says it's Suicide Prevention Month. We must love and value ourselves. Very much. Very, very, very true. And something to think about. Excuse me. On that note, you never know what people are going through in their lives. You never know what people have dealt with in their lives. Be nice. I am of an older generation. We were taught if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. There needs to be some type, people are in our lives for a reason, season, or lesson. Thank you, T. The old saying of if you can't say something nice, don't say something at all should go to our fingers as well. Not only your mouth, but your fingers. These keyboard warriors that come out here and type garbage and hatred need to have their hands chopped off. No, no, ma'am. Be nice in what you say. Be nice in what you type. Be kind to others because you never know what they're going through. You don't know what's behind. You get this tiny little screen in somebody's life. Okay? That's all you get on this app. You don't know what is going on in their lives, what they have going on, what trials, tribulations, or hardships they have been through. If you cannot be nice through spoken word or through written word, shut up and get out. That's all I got to say about that. I can't. People being ugly to each other is so unnecessary. So unnecessary. And we are here to support each other as a handmade community. We are here to help build each other's businesses, build each other up, be a positive influence. It does not mean you have to spend money. Okay? I will keep reiterating this. I have heard so many people say to me, well, I went into so and so's show and I spent $100 and they won't spend any money in my show. Guess what, folks? You can't buy friends, customers, or loyalty. It has to be earned. And that is for the new people on here. Do not spend a ton of money and put yourself in debt trying to support people thinking that they're going to come into your shows when you start selling and buy your stuff. I've had a lot of people complain about that to me. It's craziness to me. Cray cray. Welcome, everybody. Earn the trust. Follow them. Bookmark their shows. Go into their shows. If you're creating, anytime I'm sitting creating and I don't have to like really focus on what I'm doing, I will pop into shows and I will either, depending upon what I'm doing, either be a number in the show, make an occasional comment, or full-blown active modding for people, depending upon what I'm doing. This morning, my friend, the Naked Maple, was struggling so hard with her internet and trying to get into these shows. I straight up did my nails while I was modding her whole show. I was the only mod she had in there, and she was having horrible problems. But I was able to set my phone at this little stand here. It's a cool little stand. I was able to mod her show and do my nails. Spooky Monkey. Hello, beautiful friend. I come to your shows as I saw just to hear your soothing voice. Yeah, thank you. Two peas in a pod. Carol, she's been around forever. We do all of these things. If you're on your phone scrolling, if you're doom scrolling, why not be in somebody's show and give them some moral support? If I'm in a show, and it's funny because I've actually had people, they'll be like, oh, Tam, you really like this week. And I've literally put in chat, I'm not here to buy, I'm just here to support. Period. Two peas, where have you been? What you been up to? Spooky Monkey. Have you guys seen Spooky Monkey's clothes that she makes? Oh my gosh, they're amazing. I wish I could afford her clothes. I will one day. But I still like to go in and see all the beautiful things that she makes. See? It's one of those situations of there are a bazillion different ways to support each other. If you have... Oh, you had the key. I got you. Jill's on shows all the time, loom beading. There's... Go into Handmade, but also... Yes, hope you are doing better, Carol. I'm assuming you're better since you're here. Go into some shows. Let's say, let's do this. Let's say you are a jewelry maker, okay? Go into some costume jewelry shows. Watch what they're selling, watch what they're doing, how they're interacting. Chat with people. Make friends with people. Do not spam their chat. That is not what I am telling you. Do not put in their chat that you're a jewelry seller. Unless you are invited by the host to promote your shows, do not do that. It is spam. It can get you thrown off the app. A lot of new sellers do not know that, and it is not told to them. If you come into someone's show and you support yourself, and this drives me insane. Somebody comes into your show. Somebody did it to me a couple weeks ago. I literally had to bite my tongue and take a deep breath. X person joined. The very next thing, hey, I'm new. Can I promote my show? So I did the whole situation of, this is considered, oh, I'm not done. Wait till you hear what happened. This is considered spam, and explain the whole thing. I understand you're new. I clicked on this chick's profile. She was freaking live when she did it, and she was trying to get the people in my show to go to her show. She was live and came into my show and asked if she could promote it. Wendy was there. Yes. I would really prefer to kindly educate new people. I am not going to lie. I reported her. That's just beyond. And I'm pretty sure a couple of my customers in my show reported her as well. I know a couple of my friends did, so there's that. Yeah, it is just, there's lines, man. So, but you have to, there's lines, guys. Okay, so I think I have ranted and raved. We've discussed this whole pricing thing. That'll get a quick blocky, blocky, block. Yes, it will. Yeah. Truth. She dropped her thing, and then she wasn't even in the show. She was back in her show talking. She was literally just, and she may have been on a second device and typing in mine, but she didn't hear what I said because she was live. Anyway, handmade support. Support each other, follow each other, bookmark your shows. Go through your friends' shows and bookmark all their shows. A good way to support Handmade. Wire Weaved Uniques, Bailey and I are doing a artisan mashup. It is a mashup train for Handmade. It is a 30-minute demo, raids into 30-minute sales. That raids into demo. It flips back and forth between a 30-minute demo to a 30-minute sales to a 30-minute demo for 2 solid days, all day Sunday and Monday. Bailey and I are going to commit our time through Q4, which is a huge undertaking, mind you. We are going to do this monthly through the 4th quarter. If you did not get into the one this week, next week, we will be sending out signups. It is by invitation only. And like I said, anybody that has never ridden our train before, we check out their profile. We check out what you're selling, how your pricing is, and if you know how to do a demo. So for the most part, you will have quality shows for 2 solid days. Start your holiday shopping, learn something new to make holiday gifts. Either way, if you would put in your search engine, the little bar up there that says search, artisan mashup. It's going to pull up some shows. Click see more. It is going to pull up 2 days worth of shows. If you would, each of you go in and bookmark every one of those shows. It doesn't mean you have to show up. But that means that there are 19 more people that are supporting Handmade by adding to those bookmarks. The more bookmarks we get, the more people that are going to ride the train, the more people that are going to bring their friends in, the more people that are going to become aware of the Handmade community. And that is just one way to support. It is going to be epic. And we are doing this September, October, November, and December. So, message, there's Wire Weaved Uniques, my friend Bailey. Send her a DM, send myself a DM if you are interested in getting into it. It filled very quickly. We are going, it's monthly. It filled very quickly. So if it's something that you want to get into, we're going to try to rotate people. So there's going to be some people that are just going to be in every month because that's the way a week. Could you imagine, babe? I know my heart just kind of went, no, we're not doing this weekly. It's hard enough keeping track of everybody monthly. Yeah, I would be in a straitjacket, babe. That's all there is to it. Not the way we monitor the train. I can see somebody that just does signups and throws everybody to the wolves doing that. We go to every show. There's my body couldn't take that. We go to every show. Either Bailey or myself are in every show modding. We are in every show paying attention to what the person is doing, paying attention to what the people in the chat are doing. I have a notebook that I literally take notes. It may sound like micromanaging, which in a sense it is, because but we want to make sure to bring quality demos and quality items to the community when we represent Handmade. I have had people on my train that will absolutely never be invited back no matter what they do or say. That's just me. It's my train. I have that prerogative. I want back. Lynn, you're always going to be back. I know. So please bookmark all of that. I have shamelessly promoted that. What else am I supposed to promote? Does anybody else have anything going on? We're supposed to be doing a create with me in like 7 minutes in my bedroom. I'm going to take 30 minutes and get a snack and some hot coffee, and then we will do a create with me soon. If you are new to me or unaware of what I do, we are in my art room right now. And it's a whole situation, but I'm going to start doing it again, live shopping. Rob and I went live craft thrifting Saturday and had a blast. We're going to probably be doing a little bit more of that. On Mondays, I don't know what I'm going to be doing on this Monday. We're going to be doing the raid train. Sorry, I was reading. Okay, Tamika. I feel some kind of way about that, but I will do that. For you, I will do that. Tuesdays, I do a art room D-stash, and we have a mental health journal that we're working on. We're doing basic journaling, junk journaling, all of that. You come and learn something if you've been journaling for a long time. If you've been doing artwork for a long time, it's a great community. We do this every Tuesday afternoon. Wednesdays, I sell beads and findings. We just went to a Tucson to grab a whole... Stop derailing me. You guys should stop. No, had nothing to do with you. Um, we just got back with a bunch of new blingy beads. So bookmark my Wednesday shows if you would like some gorgeous, gorgeous beads. I do beads and findings. Um, and then Thursdays, I usually do create with me's or community talks, whatever. And then I'm going to start doing some stuff on Fridays, but I haven't really decided what to do with that yet. So stay tuned. I do have down below a bookmark to get notified when I go live. That is your best bet because I've been bouncing shows around trying to figure out a different schedule. Um, So if you bookmark that show, when I open my show, I will pin it and then you'll get a notification that I'm running the item that you have bookmarked. So that is a way to always know when I go live. I've been doing a lot of pop-ups in different time slots, different days, just to kind of see how it goes. That is me. Now I'm going to scroll backwards and deal with this. Tamika says, tell Handmade to get in the battle trains. There are battle trains that are ran by CG Boomerang Echo, and there have been more and more handmade people that are getting involved in that. Please, caveat to that, pay attention to all the rules. Read them very thoroughly before you sign up and commit to them. Heightened Normal Designs. Amberlicious and I are going to be talking about etiquette tonight on her co-host show. So bookmark that. Be Free Treasures, welcome in. A Reworker's Passion. Leslie's back. Hi, babe. And no, Lynn, she didn't tell me to tell you to shut up. She told me to talk about the battles. Just finished a product, so you're ADHDing. Hey, you know what? I am going to get a snack and hot coffee, and then we're going to go play in the bead room. I need to get some stuff done. Leslie is in all of the battle trains. It brings visibility to the whole category. Absolutely. Nans Anderson, welcome. Kristen, yeah. Mickey, you are very Nan. Thank you. Nan Sanderson. Got it. Never said I was the brightest one around here. Anyway, so we are doing well, right? We are going to see what we got going on. Is there community chats going on anywhere? Does anybody have a suggestion of who we should read into? It's really weird. I'm hitting followed hosts and it's like weird. Nobody's coming up that would even be appropriate to dump you all into. Does anybody have any preferences of where we want to go? Hey, you want to hear my mess up for the day? I grabbed this stuff to do my nails and I thought it was purple. And it was actually teal. So here we are. We got teal nails today. I don't know. All right. So Shop Happy 2019 is doing a community chat. I do not know what she is talking about. Please always keep in mind at any community show, everybody sells different things. Everybody makes different things. Everybody has a different opinion and everybody runs their business in a different manner. So absorb what works for you. Take what works for you. So Amber, text me. I'm getting off of here. So just take everything into consideration when you are listening to people, even myself, Leslie, Tamika, anybody that you are listening to in a chat show, Height Normal Designs, Amberlicious, maybe where they are at in life is not necessarily where you are at in life. Maybe my business is not where your business is. I am giving you information based on what works for me. So absorb it, take what you can, implement what will help you, and leave the rest at the side. That's what I'm saying about that. Okay. Um, you never know. It's gonna let me go. There we go. All right, y'all. Please bookmark my future shows. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate each and every one of you. You are the best. I'm actually going to be back on in about 20 minutes and we're going to go play in the bead room and I'm going to teach some basic beading and we're going to make some things. So bookmark that show for me. Much love to everybody. Thank you. Have a blessed rest of your day. Bye.